Hey guys, this is an update on my garage update. Got a lot of stuff in base color, a little bit of weathering, not a whole lot, but I figured I'd share it before I get too far into it and be just done. So this is a little bit of an update. Right now I got it set up one way. I got so many parts that I can set this up in a whole bunch of different ways. This is probably a third or maybe half of the parts that come in the kit. So it does have some value in that I can do it in multiple different ways. There's also some stuff I'm going to add to it as well. But with the two kits combined, there's a lot of parts. It takes you a while to assemble everything, different colors and all that as well, but this is the one way it's set up. I'm going to show you all the parts I actually got done so far and other things I plan on doing with it. So there's that. Let me get the car out of here and have just the parts. Some of the parts that come with the kits do come with pipes and wires and all kinds of goodies. And for example, this here is one of those oil or fluid containers that usually, if you have a lift, you have it underneath the oil pan and you drain all the oil in it. But it does have this flexible tube. I did put a wire inside so that way it had a little bit of memory, and it does have like the end on it for filling it. It does have a little valve right here, a valve handle I should say. I'm going to paint that yellow, and there is like a gauge underneath there. So there's a lot of detail in these, and you can spend a lot of time on each one of these little pieces to actually get the quality up. This one I did do a little bit of weathering on it, so I got it looking pretty cruddy inside of there. Got a little bit of weathering on the outside. So on this it shows the little box, and then it has the actual hose that goes over to the back to the faucet, and then it actually has a light on it. The lid, which is attached to that, it is in a different color. Usually the lids are gray or so that's that. I don't think I like the way this little roller cart turned out. I think I over weathered it. I'm sure there's carts out there that look this bad, but I don't think I'd ever let my cart get that bad, so I think I'm going to tone the weathering back a little bit and make that a little bit more presentable. Here's the welder of the kit. That's an actual stick welder. Let's see if I can get those in focus. And you can see there's the clamp for the ground, and then there's also a clamp for the electrode, a stick weld, and it does have a cord for the back, for the power cord. And these also were tubes in the kit, and I've put some wires in it. This one I have to paint all them buttons. There's also a decal on the front plate. Might be one on the side plate, but there's that. Go with the simple thing. It's a wooden bench. They show in the instructions that it has wood grain, but it didn't come with any, so I'm going to test out a little bit of techniques to try to make it look more like wood. I did do a tan wash on it to give it more of a look. And then one of the vices, there is two vices, one in each kit. This is one of them. I did paint it gray. I am going to paint it a couple other colors, so that one has a ways to go. And on the art on the box, it shows these as they have BBS on them, like the tires, but there's no way in hell you get tires in those. So maybe they're for shocks or something else, but I got those. I will not be putting a BBS sticker on it because I thought they only made tires, but maybe I'm wrong. But I'm going to do some more weathering on those and make them look like wood. Little scooter cart. It actually works very well with the guy. The sit-down guy. He actually sits pretty perfect on that, so it works great. Whoa. Little air compressor. Now I added the air hose on this one. I had some of that tubing myself. I put a wire in it so it actually have some memory. I don't have nothing for an end. Maybe I'll make something. This one still needs a little bit of work. This is the battery charger. I thought there was a decal, but I can't find it on the sheet, so maybe I was mistaken. There you can see it actually has some nice terminal ends. It's got some wheels on it. And this wire is wire I had. It did come with some in the kit. I cut one too short, so the black lead was actually half the length of the red lead, and I thought that looked like crap. So I ended up redoing that. I think it turned out pretty well. It seems like a lot of stuff in this kit is based off of Snap-on stuff. They got a diagnostic set that I'll show you in a little bit that does resemble the Snap-on kit. This is a AC unit. It again also has the little ends on it. It also has the tank. The tank has ends in there. There's another little tank. We got to do some painting on this. This one would have been good for a decal, but I did not see one on it. On the box art, it shows like the artwork that would normally come on there to show you the values, and then those two tanks have to be painted. So I got the cords wrapped around that. Everything's gonna fall off of this, but this is a shelf. Those tanks have little spouts on them. They also have decals. So a lot of this stuff in here I gotta finish. Just got base coat. So the gas tanks I'm going to paint the fillers and that a silver. This is a tank. It's got a handle on the top. That needs to be painted silver. This is pretty cool. It's a shop vac, but it has a little plug end on it with the little prongs. It also has on the little shop vac attachment on the hose, and a flexible hose so you actually can set it up like a guy's sweeping out the car. That hose is a little flimsy. It does want to kink when I wind it up on the shop vac. Now that calls for this to be painted red and black. I had enough red in there, so I kind of just went with a gray. I'll probably do a little bit of a wash on it to make it look a little dirty. Shop vacs are usually pretty dusty. This one, the tires are probably going to fall all over. This is the tire rack. None of these tires come with it. These are just tires I had sitting around. But it does look really cool. So it does fit multiple different sizes. So you get the new low profile. These are the standard tires and more standard tires. chair, I gotta do quite a bit of work on that still. It's got little casters. You gotta glue those little guys in their place. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 8 parts. I still got to cut the little scrap piece right there out. But I got to figure out what color I'm going to paint the seat. Got a little bit of weathering and all that. But the sitting guy does sit in that one pretty well too. The only problem with him is his arms are really low and his head's bent too much. So I'm thinking about either cutting him here and just trimming a little bit off like an angle to correct that more, straighten him up a little bit more. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave him like that, but that's a little awkward right now. Here's one of the desks. There's 2 desks in this. This one actually opens up. You can put crap in there. If it's like crap's falling out. I did have to do a little bit of working to get that to even close right. And do some sanding on it. And this one's weathered a little bit. Not a lot. I'm going to paint these black. Here's 2 of the toolboxes. This was in the actual garaging tool set. This one's just got a base coat. It's actually 2 pieces. This is your typical snap-on toolbox. So I gotta paint the handles still and the drawer slides. I can put some of the loose tools in that. And here's the smaller chest one. This is one where 2 of the drawers do open up. So you can have it so like it's open with the tools looking at it. So only 2 of the drawers open up. They do just slide out. So you can have it just sitting like that. You have the tools sitting in there. So that looked pretty cool. Those both need weathered and still need a lot of paint done to them. This one is pretty cool. This is the engine hoist. It actually still works. The swivels. So if you got like a chain or anything, you have it wrapped around the engine. Have it up like that. I do add a touch-up painting on this. The wheels and everything, I glued it all together and just gave it a base coat. To paint that, might end up painting the cylinder to a different color, give it some contrast. That's pretty good size, so I'll be fitting in certain dioramas. This is an engine mount. Put that on there, work stand. Still gotta paint the wheels. Do a little bit of weathering on that. Big tool chest. None of these open except for the top. But you don't want to display with the top, so I figured I'd probably put the tools in there that I'm not using in display. Or when I got it packed away, I'll put all the tools in there. Because that actually holds it pretty well. I think they all fit in there. And the bottom one, caster swivel. It's got a handle. The front did not come out too well. I've actually debated on stripping this, so I left this not glued and these are not glued. But I might just leave it like that, I don't know. Here's the diagnostic station. I don't have the screen or the hand controls painted yet, but I think the rest of it is pretty much done. Now this is the exact copy of a snap-on system that's out there that you can get. So that one's pretty cool. Creeper. Now I probably won't be having a guy on this one because he does not lay on there right. I don't see him out, so but it don't fit him very well. So I might just leave that leaning up somewhere, or just have it sitting somewhere without him on it. There's a lot of parts to this kit, that's for sure. Another desk. And got that weathered up, so if I don't want the bigger desk, I got a littler desk for the scene. This one's pretty cool. It's your cutting torch. And it's hooked up to two hoses. I'll probably put a wire in there. So that way I can bend it the way I want it. And that goes with this tank, or tank set. So I have to paint those. And then those ends go onto here. I might not use this, but this is the AC unit that came with the kit. This is more of an Asian setup. At least I haven't seen any of them like this in the States. So this one might be sitting on the side, I don't know. Oh, fire extinguisher. Can't have a shop without a fire extinguisher. Funnel. Comes with two of these onion stands. Jeez. Now they are adjustable. You just pull that pin out, adjust the height, put the pin back in, so you don't glue those. Bucket. Creeper. Now this one the guy does lay on it right, so I will be using that. I found the guy. No. Kind of works with him. There's a car jack. I still gotta paint that. And it comes with 4 of these with decals. They're like an oil jug. So these will sit on the shelf. Comes with this little toolbox, got some tools in it, still got painted. I did this black so it stands out. It looks like it just got a toolbox just opened up. Got that sitting on a table. There's a couple other little things, but I'm not going to go through it. One thing I will show you is, oh, sorry about that. So all these wrenches, bunch of wrenches. Some long extension tools, some wire strippers, wrenches, pliers, some more. There's some files, some more pliers, scissors, tin snips. There were the handles for the buckets. Some sockets. I think these are supposed to be carbs. I don't know what the hell those are. Hacksaw. We got all these little parts. There's a welding mask that I'm afraid to cut out of there. Oh, it's got, let's see, some shocks for sitting on a shelf. They're not for putting in anything. There's the other vise. There's a digital camera, a couple drills, car battery. These are for license plates. There's that. Now let's look at the garage with nothing else in it. So the floor I used that texture paint. It's supposed to be a sand look. Did give it some texture. Yeah, it worked well with the weathering. The wash is kind of worked in with it. The walls are just a tannish white. Gotta do the windows and the door yet. And there's that. So one thing I'm going to do is print the logo for this channel and make it like a bill or banner, and I could have that hanging in the background. And then I'll make some other pictures. Alright, I printed off some other pictures. Zoom back. So I got all these old vintage posters. I'll probably cut them out, put them on some poster board, and then I'll just put like poster tack on the back and just stick them on there. That way I can change the theme and the scene. All the equipment's relatively new, so a lot of these will look like you're just a collector.